Alright guys, so welcome along to Slydog Racing League. We got a little bit of a late start on this one, sorry about that, but we are on now. Looks like we're on lap 1 of the Australian Grand Prix going along. 17 drivers, seems to be pretty decent going so far. A few minor incidents at the start. Hopefully everyone is still going through. Alright, so we're gonna just give it a second for the stats on screen to adjust itself as it usually does, and then we're gonna have a look and see who is running out front, because we can't trust our judgment on what's happening right now. Because even with the new patch, I'm not sure if Codemasters has fixed the issue as yet. Does look like we're about to get into lap 2. So as it would seem, Angry Orange is leading the race. We have Sergeant P2, Maggie in P3, Chatty Duck running P4, James P5, Dunkin' Donuts running P6, Penvator running 7th, Bitmappy running 8th, Trem running 9th, Amizi running 10th. And someone is already out. That's Central Flyaway 13 is already out of this race. We're not sure what happened with that incident as yet. Does seem like Shady Duck is about to get trying to get the move done on Maggie here as well. Hopefully might be able to get it done coming into the DRS section, but no, we're not on lap 3 as yet, so no DRS for now. Just gonna have to rely on overtake, and hopefully he has enough straight line speed to get it done coming around to that. Does seem like quite a few penalties are being handed out, so at the end we'll see how that does affect everyone's position prior to how they finish. So hopefully not too much, but Bitmappy also out of this race. If we can, I'm not sure if we can have a look at what happened. If we see Pickled Beer past him, maybe we can have a look at where his car is on track. I'm not sure if we'll be able to see that as yet. Does seem like it happened in this sector at some point. Now we do have some pit stops happening down at the back. Minor incidents from the start of this race, or from that incident that just happened to took 2 of the guys out of the race. Alright, so Angry Orange leading the race at least by, well, just under a second. That gap is, and we're under 8. And it does seem like this is one thing that Codemasters has not fixed as yet. We keep getting a disconnection on this. Getting back on any second, guys. Okay, so back on, let's see what is happening. So it does seem everything has sorted itself out. So James running out front in P1 under safety car still. So we didn't miss too much on that one because of the safety car happening. Let's just get the stats set on screen so we'll know what's gonna be happening here. Alright, that should do it. Alright, so let's see who is running where. So James running P1 from when we left off. Trem now all the way up into P2 here. So quite a mix of cars from when we just got disconnected to how getting back on now. So we're gonna see how everyone is gonna finish. ENMC running P3, D Lawson running P4, MC running P5, Angry Orange now in P6, Sarge down into 7, so they must have pitted under that safety car because they dropped down just a bit there as they were running out front. Magi and Chatty Duck now on 8 and 9, Duncan into 10, Penfator in 11th, B Wheeler 1 and 2 in 12, Picklebeard in 13, Butters in 14, Mizzy in 15. So I'm assuming we should have at least maybe one or... Oh, we're off the safety car. I thought probably one more lap. Our safety car is over and we're racing again. Let's see how this is going from everyone's perspective here. Oh, and ENMC does seem to get a move done on Trem going down there. Someone just went a little bit wide off track. So D Lawson chasing down Angry Orange pretty closely here, but a lot of these guys are pretty close. Trem out in front needs to be a little bit worried about Angry Orange there as well, getting so close to him. Guys just trying to break, and someone just went, James just went a little off track, lost it there, fighting for positions, but he is now down to 10th because of that. And Magi just has so much. Oh, Sarge comes as well. Magi goes off track trying to get that move done, but didn't quite make it. Chatty Duck also gains a position here. D Lawson losing at least 2 positions coming down here. Let's see if he can outbreak someone, but no, he has to hold that for now, staying in P6. Chatty Duck up to P5, J Sarge up to P4 now running. And Magi all the way down to P13 now as 3 drivers. Duncan is now out of the race as well. That's D Lawson with a 3-second penalty there. So actually a lot of close gaps in this race. So hard to follow everyone as there's so many gaps going on right now. This is D Lawson and Penfator going for it. D Lawson got ahead. Now Lawson is about to lose. Oh, does leave a very tight gap, but Penfator makes it through, gets the move done. Got a little bit of bad going on with JSR, Trem, and Chatty Duck out in front for fighting up for the last podium position here. Oh, and Trem seems to be going into the pits there. Might have some damage, I'm not sure, or just going for a pit stop on lap 6. So as they do continue on, everyone does seem to be running a little bit of a different strategy. Some had to pit before earlier as well. DRS is now enabled fully here back after that safety car incident. And let's see, so Angry Orange and J Sarge running back out front. Chatty Duck coming to P3 running. Penfator running P4 now. Picklebeard up into P5. Gap still does remain quite close between Chatty Duck and J Sarge here, though. There might be a decent battle happening between these two with the fight for a second here. I think this is going to be a pretty good fight to watch going all the way down to the end, because Angry Orange has given himself just about 2.3 second gap between himself and Sarge. So Chatty Duck is going to, oh, he's actually extremely close, so he might be just looking for a decent amount of gap to just get a move done on Sarge right now. Benfator down in P4, running about 3.8 seconds behind. He has some time to make up. Has to be a little more worried about Pickle Beard though, just about 1.8 seconds behind him. Gaps are starting to build just a bit, but B Wheeler has a very close gap between himself. Oh, and that's Chatty Duck with the fastest lap of the race, and he's going for it. Does get the move done. He might be able to hold it going off, and he does. Sarge might be coming back at him, going down into the straight. Didn't have DRS though, because Chatty Duck was behind before. Chatty just locking up the wheels just a little bit going around that turn. But let's see if Sarge can actually get back that P2 before the end of this race. We're already on lap 8 of 15. Remember guys, I think this is a 25% race, as it should be here, because we're doing 25%. It's Australia, then Bahrain. Should be a good run. So Sarge trying to put Chatty under just a little bit of pressure to keep that second, but just not finding a gap to go on here as yet, as Wheeler just gained a position of Missy there. A three-way battle going on here between 7th, 8th and 9th. I think that should be, yes it is. Oh, and that was ENMC going just a little bit off, just trying to get the move done. He might be getting one on Wheeler here, because he does have DRS. I think so. Yeah, Wheeler does have DRS of Mitzi as well going. So let's see how this goes into turn 1. We got MC currently in the pits. Lawson running down 12, James down into 11, Trem holding on to 10th right now. Final points being positioned. These three guys are going to be fighting it out all the way going here for now at least. ENMC and Mitzi just trying to fight it out for 8th. And B Wheeler might be enjoying that, because he's gonna try and build a gap, whilst the two of them behind just fight it out to get the best position there, and then they're gonna be able to go after him. Gap out front between Chatty Duck and Sarge, still under a second there, so we're just gonna keep an eye on that battle as it does go along. Mizzy might be trying to get something done coming along the pit straight here now. Hopefully he is getting DRS. He was pretty close for that, and does have a little bit overtake if he wants to use. Is not going to use it though, saving it up. Not quite close to ENMC to get a move done. Now Ian is now trying to chase down Wheeler. That's Ben Pator with another, I think another 3-second penalty. I'm not sure if he had one before, but I know a lot of penalties have been handed out. Still, one more interesting. Angry Orange now losing time to Chatty Duck out front, as Chatty Duck got that gap down to under a second. So let's see what's happening there as well. This is going to be a pretty interesting battle for P1 here, because Sarge is trailing Chatty Duck half a second behind. Chatty Duck is trailing Angry Orange for another just 3/4 of a second. So the top three are going to really be fighting out for at least for the next 5-6 laps here. I'll put it 5 laps at least, as I think we're on lap 11 now. Yeah, we are. So Lawson out, Maggie out, Duncan is out, Bitmappy is out, and Central is out as well. So quite a few cars out of the race so far. Still 12 guys remaining, so 2 drivers here will not be getting points. So let's see how the rest of the session goes along.
That's 0.6 now between the top 3.
I think Slydog is just trying to line himself up to get a move done. Not finding a gap over Angry Orange at the moment though. Just gonna go on board with Slydog just for a bit to see from his point of view what's actually happening here. Got CNMC with another 3-second penalty. I think Chad is just trying to stay as close as he can without losing any time so he can probably get something done coming along the pit straight here. Some support from McLaren in chat, I see. Alright, this might be it. Shady is going for it. Does seem to have it done, but can he hold it going through turn 1? And he does. Angry Orange is going to have to settle for P2 for now, for at least the next 3 laps, if he can try and get that move done again. I'm not sure. Sarge might be looking for make a move. Yeah, he is going on the inside and does get it done. Angry Orange losing 2 positions within just a few corners. Oh, and Sarge makes a bit of a mistake, going a little bit wide, leaving a gap open, and Angry Orange not going for it too much because it was just a bit of a tight of a gap. Sarge is making some minor mistakes out front. He's going to have to try and avoid that, at least for the next 3 laps, if he can. As we do come down to the end of this race here at Australia. Gap is also pretty close between Wheeler and Midzi right now. Oh, messing that up just a little bit. So we got Mitzi and Wheeler still going here. Gap is about half a second. These guys are going to try and fight it all the way to the end as well. Oh, and that was Wheeler just going a little bit wide on the grass, losing just a little bit of time. Lost at least about 2/10 on that one. Slydog out front in P1, now increasing his gap to about 2.4 seconds in at least 1 lap's time. So that's pretty good on him. Angry Orange is trying to catch Sarge out now. Gap is still just over half a second here. So not going to be that easy to get it done. Especially with so many, just about minimum amount of lap remaining. It's about 2-3 laps to go. At least 2.5 laps more. Also got Penfator and Pickled Beard here. Quite a few battles with only 17 drivers and only 12 remaining right now, but still so many battles going on track all the way around, going down to the end of this race. And that was supposed to be Penfator going for a move, but just not enough room. Oh, and he does go a little bit wide, losing a little bit of time on Pickled Beard, who is earning P4 right now. So he does not have a lot of time left if he really wants to get into P4. Which I think is going to be the most he can get unless Angry Orange does make some sort of mistake. Some support for Wheeler as well. So pretty exciting the way the setup is for Slydog Racing here. I will talk a little bit more about it as we do get a little more into the session. And we get onto the sponsor as well, because first stream we're actually doing for them, because of that stupid update we had to get on just a little bit late. Left it to do but didn't finish. Oh, and Picklebeard goes a little bit wide on that turn, but Penfator didn't really get much time on him. Jay Sarge, oh, and these guys are so close. Jay Sarge is so close on Angry Orange. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get a move done on this lap. Maybe had to wait until the final lap at least. Now that's going to be pretty interesting. A lot of stuff, interesting stuff usually happens on the last and final laps of a race in Formula 1. So even in league racing, I've experienced that so many times, without leagues. So let's see how it goes as we come down to the final lap of the race. Yeah, let's see if Sarge can actually get a move done on Angry Orange. He is pretty close. Slydog does seem to be safely out in front. 3.9 seconds is the gap from him right now. some pretty close gaps between the guys Wheeler and Trem there as well. As this gap does seem to be increasing a little bit, we're going down to the back and see what's happening here. We got James in the pits right now. Not a good time to be pitting James, but I assume he couldn't hold on anymore. Probably had some serious damage. Had to go and change. So there does seem to be a pretty good battle going on between 8, 9, and 10. That's Mizi, Wheeler, and Trem right now. Now look at these cars go. These cars are so fast around this track. Guys are driving so well. So sorry to see 2, 4, 5 drivers out of the race. Hopefully they do make, everyone does make it through when you get to Bahrain in just a few minutes after this race. So a lot of support for these drivers, a lot of penalties for these drivers as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how that is going to actually play out coming down to the end of this race, as Benfatura gets so close to Pickled Beer right now. And these guys are teammates. Yeah, they're both driving Haas, so they're teammates. So who's gonna? I don't know what's gonna happen here. Is Pickled Beer gonna let Benfatura go through, or they're just gonna fight it out? And Benfatura does get past and takes fourth from his teammate. We're not sure if these guys are in communication with the other. They might be. They might have said, hey, you know what, just switch it. Let's not force it and fight each other and probably take each other out. And, you know, it's a lot of points for Haas right now. For Benfatura and Pickled Beer running 4th and 5th. Especially coming down for the constructors here. Because that's going to be both Haas in the points. Chatty Duck still running out front, as let's see what part of the track he is currently on. And he does cross the finish line. So does Angry Orange in P2, J Sarge P3, and Benfatura is coming around. And let's see how positions will be affected with points. If they will be, Benfatura is probably going to take his P4 because he's 16 seconds behind. But there in his, let's see if his teammate has any penalties to just take that back from him. So Benfatura takes 4th, Pickled Beer takes 5th, ENMC comes around. He should be coming around in 6th. Does cross the line in 6th. We got Butters 2191 coming around in 7th. Mead C coming 8th. Wheeler coming 9th. And Wheeler takes it away from Mead C and Butters here. So that's Wheeler in 7th now, Butters in 8th, Mitzi in 9th, Trem comes 10th, the final points being positioned, James coming around 32 seconds behind them, so definitely Trem will be holding that P10, taking that 1 point. As James comes around P11, MC about 6 seconds behind, so James is going to take 11th, MC is going to be taking 12th. And that's going to be the order on how we finish here at Australia. So guys, we did get on just a little bit late. Driver of the day, Pickled Beard. Congratulations to him.
That was all strategy. Yeah, we're going to check it.
Alright, so congratulations to Chatty Duck.
A couple of penalties.
Yeah, I knew I had to pull out at least a second gap to keep saying it.
How do you go? My penalties in the last lap.
Getting involved. It looked a bit fighting. Ready for second race off. Well done, everyone.
Well done, guys. Take a photo.
Okay, so that's how it finishes. Chatty Duck in P1, Angry Orange P2, J Sarge P3, Benfatura P4, Pickled Beer P5, INMC 6, B Wheeler 7, Butters is 8, Meat C 9th, and Trem in 10th, and it goes down from there. James, MC, and Dawson. So many guys didn't get to finish the race, unfortunate, but we do head on to, I think, Bahrain now. Okay, so in just a bit, we're gonna be just getting started with tier 2. I think I do have to invite Trem because I think he should be joining me for commentary here. Let's see where he can find him. Alright guys, so we're about to get underway with Bahrain for a Slydog Racing League. This is for Tier 1, so it's going to be the first night race of the season. Should be a pretty good one. Bahrain is always an interesting track, especially with turns 1 and 10. I gotta say, especially turn 10, it's not always easy getting around that corner and trying to, just keep it from going wide and, cutting that corner as well. You try to take it too deep on the inside, you're always going to end up cutting it. So it's going to be interesting to see how cars are going to make it, how many guys are going to invalidate their laps, because I think we're just doing a one-shot qualifying. Yes, we are, and it's going to be very interesting to see how that goes, because you only have one chance to do it. You mess it up and that is it. You're starting down at the back. So we get here down to qualifying, so we're not going to be able to see every car go through the qualifying session, so we're just going to try at least follow somebody around. So Slydog, congratulations to him for winning Australia, and let's see how well he does here. Maybe we'll follow Slydog around the track for his lap and see how he does. But let's see as we do get underway with the session in about 10 seconds. Oh, there is no quali. I forgot. My bad. Oh, so we're on lap 1. Here we go. Trem does get a pretty good start going. Oh, and Mitzi does try to get him going down. Oh yeah, it is reverse grid. My bad on that one. I forgot about the settings for the league. My apologies, guys. It is quite different from the usual leagues that we usually deal with. We've been having just a bit of an off day today with internet and a whole bunch of other stuff, especially my computer. I had to take the reserve computer I usually use because our other one is having some issues. Anyway, we're working on getting all of that fixed, so we should be fine. Hopefully by the time we get to Tier 2. Yeah, so my apologies on the whole qualifying. I forgot that it's a reverse grid happening. Okay, so it does seem Trem is still leading the race. Let's get some stats on screen so we can see what the heck is happening on track right now. We are under a safety car right now, so the guys are going to just try and catch up with that. So some incident happened there apparently with Maggi there, as he is out of the session already. So there's just everyone's going to be going around. I'm not sure if any pit stops. Oh, we do have some pit stops happening right now. Some guys are in the pits down at the back here. That is Lawson getting his front wing change. James getting out of the pits here as well. So let's get back out to the front here, where everyone is just running about 40% less speed. So that's gonna be fun since the tires are already a bit cold from just getting started in the race, and everyone is gonna be, on edge right now, just trying to want to get a race to get restarted again. For the guys down at the back right now, they're going to be happy about it. They do get to catch up back with everyone on the grid before we do get the restart going. There's going to be at least a lap or two more under the safety car before that does happen though. I really have to get my stuff written down properly for all of these leagues. I keep forgetting what league does what, but most of these are other stuff. But I was so interested to stream for this league because it's a lot of different stuff that they are doing in terms of the 2 races for every tier. You have 2 tiers, Tier 1, Tier 2. We're going to have Tier 2 shortly after we finish here with Tier 1. They're going to be doing Australia and Bahrain as well. Spickled Beard is trying to get just alongside Midzi there. for the first 3 laps at least, first 2 laps at least, we're gonna have be following along under a safety car. So 5-second penalty for a severe collision there with 2 of the guys. This kind of stuff just usually happen during a safety car. It tends to happen with me when I'm playing the game, especially if I'm doing career mode, because I usually tend to just bump into the car in front of me under the safety car. It's not easy driving slowly, as surprising as that might be. But for F1 drivers, they do not like to go slowly. Everyone wants to get back racing, get back to full speed on this grid. We do have a few more pit stops happening under the safety car. I'm assuming those guys are going to be going on to hard, so just try and make it down to the end of the... Oh, they're going on to mediums. I assume that should be able to make it to the end of the race anyway. Ferrari pit crew there. Looks like they did a good job. So Trem running P1. Hasn't pitted as yet, as he is on softs, so hopefully he can still make his other pit stop and make it to the end of this race and stay in P1, but he's gonna have to really fight to make that happen. Because let's see, I'm looking for tires. There we go. So that's it. Oh, so the entire front grid right now, front set of cars, P1 to P7 is running on softs. Also Duncan there in P9. Everyone is running mediums right now, and everyone has done quite a few laps, well, just about 2 laps on their tires. So the back of the grid seems to all have new tires right now. They might be trying to make it to the end of those tires. We don't know as yet, but we'll have a look and see how the race goes anyway, as we might be getting back to racing in just about half a lap more or so. I'm not sure if we have to go a full lap more before we do get back to racing here, but it should be fun to see. So any moment now, I think we are gonna have to do at least just 1 more lap under the safety car before we do get back to racing. It sucks when we have to just go through this, but you know, incidents do happen on track, whether it's driver's fault or not. It does happen. Oh, we are back to racing. A safety car did go in. I did not even realize that happened. I thought we were going 1 more lap. Oh, and Mitzi does try. Oh, and he tries to dive bomb Trem. Doesn't go well for him. Trem gets it back. And I think Mitzi is about to lose another position there. He does lose another one. Now down into 4th. That dive bomb cost him dearly for that one. He might be rethinking that move right now, as we do continue. Got a lot of position changing in midfield right now. As Mitzi now down to 5th. He might have some damage. I'm not sure. Doesn't seem like his front wing is damaged at all though. Maybe some minor damage, but I don't think that should be affecting performance. Pickled Beer is now out in front, as someone just went wide. That was Pickled Beer trying to get a move done on Trem. Trem might be coming back for it, as Slydog does get another penalty there. Pickled Beer keeps going really wide, leaving room opening for Trem here, but Trem is not close enough to get a move done as yet. He does seem to be trying hard to get it done though. As we get into lap 5 now, with Picklebeer running P1, Trem running in P2. Let's see if Trem is going to try and dive bomb Picklebeer into this one, but he just holds it, doesn't want to risk it. So still holding on to P2, going around. Some very close gaps still between everyone here, as we just got off the safety car. Let's see how the gap. Oh, a lot of locking tires happening between Mitzi and J Sarge going here. And this is that turn 10 that we talked about, guys. It is not easy getting around that turn, especially when you're trying to get a move on someone. And James seemed to have lost some positions down there. We still have some pit stops happening down at the back right now. Ferrari boys are running 5th and I think 6th. Yes, they are. And ENMC does seem to be getting another position up here. Oh, but James comes back. James goes wide, so ENMC takes it. James falls back into 8th and has to hold that for now. He is going into the pits though, so going back to ENMC, he is running out front. Gap pretty close between Trem and Mitzi right now. Oh, and Mitzi loses it. Doesn't have any damage as yet. He still can save this, and he is going to continue going. Yellow flag in sector 1 for that happening, and he is back on track now, 6th running. And Trem does get a 3-second penalty for cutting the track there. Mitzi now has the NMC to worry about, as that gap is getting pretty close. We got Penvitor and Lawson fighting it out down at the back here as well. Because somebody's going to have to try and go catch Wheeler if they want that final points being position for this race. And we're only on lap 6 right now. We're just about halfway, you got to say, at least in this race. It is a 25%. Cutting it on our inside does give you a better advantage, as Lawson just did, provided he didn't cut the corner, which he didn't as well. So that was a pretty good move on him for getting that done. So he does hold 11 for now. He's going to be heading towards Wheeler out front. Oh, and it's now James out front, as Wheeler lost a position. Sorry. Oh, I think someone might have bid, I'm not sure. James is losing a lot of positions. Oh, he spun. James lost it and is now down into 14th. Oh, those tires are probably red right now. He's gonna have to be careful getting that car back on track, as we do see what's happening out front between Sarge and, you know, Angry Orange here. Picklebee running a pretty good race out front in P1. 1.5 seconds is a gap though, not that big, but still depending on their driving skills here. Can Trem catch him and get back that P1, because he was running out front? We still have Angry Orange and J Sarge trailing him by just about 3 seconds in total here. Mitzi locking his tires up just a little bit. ENMC just behind Mitzi here as well. This might be a big battle going on here as well, as we do have some pit stops happening between Trem and Picklebeard, both in the pits at the same time. How is that strategy going to play out? We'll have a look at that, because no one is going to try and do an undercut or overcut with each other. Both of them went in at the same time. Both of them are going to be coming out just as they went in, with Picklebeard in front. They're coming out 5th and 6th, as it does seem. Now this is going to be an interesting play on strategy, because what's going to happen is that Trem is still just going to have to try and work his way with tires, getting past, but Pickled Beer is running on mediums and Trem is now on hards. So what a show of strategy for this one. Can Trem actually use his hards and have a lot more pace to catch Pickled Beer? I'm not so sure as yet, but we'll see how well he does. You're probably right. He should have pitted under the safety car, but then he was early on that, so he did want to lose the upfront position that he had gained. Just Trem there. But let's see how it plays out, because we still have cars out in front of them who I'm not so sure are going to have to pit. Except for Butters there. He might have to do, I think he might have to do a pit stop. He's running 7 laps on his softs right now, which I think he pitted under the safety car, which is why he's running 7 laps on those. And he's going in right now. So let's see where Butters is going to come out down at the end on this. As we continue with everyone else. Angry Orange running 2.3 seconds ahead of his teammate Sarge there. Are they teammates? No, sorry, they're not teammates. I thought they were teammates. I thought it was two Ferraris because I saw red on it. I think you're right. If Trem had pitted under the safety car and gone on hards, he would have... Oh, we have another safety car. So play on strategy definitely changes with this one here, because now some guys are going to be kicking themselves, thinking I should have waited a lot more to get a free pit stop here, because now we have another safety car. Incident involving Slayer there. I'm not sure if you can be able to see his car. Probably will not, I'm not sure. So we're not sure where that incident happened, but we're going to be running under the safety car going down to at least lap 10 or 11 here. And let's see how it goes from there, because I'm quite sure a lot of guys are going to be upset, because Trem and Pickled Beer, if they could have held up for at least a lap or 2 more, they would have pitted under the safety car. Or maybe one of them was thinking, maybe I shouldn't have waited. If Trem had waited on Pickled Beer to just pit first and then go in, he could have come out back on mediums, or even I think he was running soft, so he could have come out back on mediums and just finish the race on those. Would have a better chance at catching Pickled Beer, because he will be just on a lap or 2 fresher tires. As Angry Orange and Sarge both come into the pit running P1, P2, and they're really exiting the same way, because I don't think either of them has damage. Angry Orange, however, coming out on softs. Hello Games for Life, how are you? And ENMC takes over. Let's see what... Oh, Sarge comes out back. Oh, and we do have some position changing. What's happening? So Pickled Beer gets back up into P2. Trem running in P3 now. So quite a mix happening under safety car with the pit stops here right now. Under the safety car we had quite a few pit stops happening, and it mixed the grid up just a little bit here. Trem got it back. Pickled Beer got her back as well. So Angry Orange, he still held on to his P1. However, I think it does seem that Sarge probably got held up in the pits, or maybe he got had some damage and had to change his front wing, which is why he is now in P4. He was running P2. I expected him to come out back, but I'm not sure. This is the second safety car we're having right now. We did have a safety car on lap 2, between lap 2 and lap 1 of the race here. And we're having another one now. It's a 25% race and we're having 2 safety cars, so that is quite interesting. So by the time we get back to racing here, guys are going to have a lot of ERS built up to use overtake, and we're probably not going to be able to use any DRS, because I don't think race control is going to enable that. Maybe for a lap or 2 at most, maybe 1 lap at least. So it's going to be a good mix to see with everyone this close together, bunched up under the safety car, and we get back to racing on lap 11 maybe, if we're lucky here, because I didn't have a look to see if the race control gave out the notice that we're going back to racing on this lap coming here as well yet. So let's keep a look out front and have a look to see if that safety car is going in. As it seems it is going in, because Angry Orange is holding the pack up. I'm not sure as yet if he's going in. It doesn't seem so. He's still out. So it seems like it'll be another lap under the safety car going, where we get back to racing going into lap 12. So that's going to leave just about 2 to 2.5 laps of racing left. That's going to be a pretty tight battle between everyone on this grid right now. All 15 cars going down to lap 14. and we might have some incidents happening again. I'm not sure as yet. It depends how hard these guys are going to fight for positions right now, because you got out to the points, you got Duncan, Penvator, James, Bitmappy, and Central. They're all going to be fighting with each other to get back up. Chatty Duck holding the final points paying position right now. I'm quite sure Chatty Duck is going to be fighting. Chatty Duck won the last race at Australia. He's going to be fighting it and try to get a better points paying position on this one. It always gets so frustrating under a safety car, I'll tell you. It might be frustrating for us to wait for these cars to get back racing, but when you're a driver in one of these league races and you're under a safety car, it kills you. It honestly kills you on the inside. I'm telling you, I feel it. And I don't like it, because I usually hit someone during a safety car and you get a penalty plus a damaged wing and you have to take another pit stop, and it sucks. So I don't know how these guys run under a safety car. We're going to be having a talk with someone when we come to the Tier 2 race later after this. But usually how it goes is that I usually just run on lean fuel mix, try to save some fuel and try to save the tires just a little bit when you're following the safety car around, because when you do get back to racing, you want as much grip as possible. So also you have to keep your tires under the correct temperature. Otherwise, when you do get back racing and your tires are cold, you're going to have some serious problems. And that's essential with a 3-second penalty under a safety car. That crap does happen, because you can't even cut a corner on a safety car. It's still going to get a penalty for it. So you still have to drive safely, but what's the point of trying to cut a corner, trying to be and that's Pickled Beard trying to get as big of a go as he can on Angry Orange by getting right alongside his car. So we are about to get back racing, and we have just one more turn to go, and as they go over that line, they're going to get back going at it. And these guys are not wasting any time, as everyone is lining themselves up with a guy in front of them, trying to have the best go possible. And we already have cars turning their overtakes on as we get back to racing here now, going down the pit straight. Let's see who's going to get a go, and we do have some mix-up going on down at the back. Okay, so Sarge moves up. He got some position done on Trem. Chatty Dog just got in the 9th from Lawson there. I'm quite sure he wasn't going to hold that for long. A lot of positions changing down at the back. We might have had an incident happen. There's a car stuck in sector 1 off track. Someone went off, and that might have been Benvator. We're not sure as yet, as the gaps out front are pretty close. So Pickled Beard and Sarge running extremely close to each other. Let's see who's going to have a better exit off these turns and get this move done. Chatty Duck is now up into 7th. Sarge up into P2 now, as he gets that move done. Trem running in P4. We got ENMC running in P5. Alright, so Chatty Duck running 6th. I'm not sure how many more positions he can gain coming down to the end. And someone just got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Second to last lap on the race. Just keeping a close eye on how Chatty Duck is running. As he's about to get a move done on Trem in a very strange location that usually one doesn't go for overtake, but some guys do go for it if you're good enough to do it. And yeah, he did get that done. So Chatty Duck is now up into P5. ENMC running just in front of him. I think he might be good. He has about a lap and a half left in this race, and he is gaining positions like crazy right now. I'm not sure who's going to be getting driver of the day on this one. I haven't kept too much of a track on it. Close gaps down at the back here between Butters and Bitmappy, as Bitmappy might be trying to go for a move here. Gap does get a little bit more. So if things just continue as it is, and we just got another penalty, James is out of the race. He has retired from the race. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. Something might have happened. Yeah, James is off track as his car is stuck way off track there right now. Might have been an incident happening with someone there. I think we got a move being done between, where is it now, Pickled Beard and NMC. Now Pickled Beard is running on mediums, ENMC, and ENMC does get past. I don't think Pickled Beard might be able to get it up again. Chatty Duck coming behind him now in P5, trying to get that P4. We are on the final lap of this race going. As P1 and P2, I think they're quite a bit way out front. Let's follow along with Pickled Beer as we do watch as they go around. We'll be just following as everyone does cross the line coming around here. And I think Angry Orange is about to go across the finish line in P1. Congratulations to him for winning this race. And I think he's going to hold that even with a 3-second penalty from Sarge. If he does have one, I'm not sure as yet. That's him in P1. Sarge goes P2. NMC is coming across P3 and takes away P2 from Sarge because of penalties. Picklebeer comes P4. Trem comes in P5. Duncan is coming in for P6. And holds that. Oh, and loses it to Wheeler, who gets P6. Duncan goes 7. Chatty Duck goes 8. Bit goes 9. Butters goes 10. Penfator goes 11. Lawson goes 12. And Meatsy goes 13th, coming down at the back there. And that is it for the Bahrain Grand Prix, guys. So 2 races within an hour session time. So our first race went pretty well. Second one went even a little bit better. A lot more battles to follow in the second one here. 2 safety cars, so that was interesting. Angry Orange, driver of the day. I think he earned that one. So congratulations to him. So 2 excellent races from our guys in Tier 1 of Slydog Racing League. And Grace Bespokes, our sponsor for the league as well. Not forgetting to mention them. I got on a little bit late, so sorry about that, guys. But yeah. Okay, so that is how it lines up. Angry Orange takes P1, the NMC takes P2, Sarge P3, Pickled Beer 4, Trem P5, Wheeler 6, Duncan 7, Chatty Duck 8, Bitmap 9, Butters 10, Penfator 11, Lawson 12, Missy 13, Central came 14, didn't finish. James, I don't think, yeah, I think James didn't finish. James and Slayer, they didn't finish. And Magi as well in 17th. Okay, so that is it for Tier 1 for Slydog Racing League. Sponsored by Grace Bespoke Printing and Embroidery Specialists. So they're going to be the sponsor for the league for the entire season, for as far as I know. So I think that's going to be it for the end of this session, as very shortly we're going to be getting started with another stream for the Tier 2. And I think I should be having Trem join me on commentary here. So I will not be alone, having someone else to help me follow along with some of the battles, as this league seems to have a lot of those going on. So thank you guys for watching this one. We're going to get started with the next one in just a little bit.